What's going on, everyone? Noah FTW123 here, coach of the New England Pidgeots, are back for another Wi-Fi league. Surprise, surprise, only a week later, we have another Wi-Fi league starting, and this one is Season 7 of the Professional Draft League. Now, this is going to be my first season in the Professional Draft League. So I need to make a name of myself. Prove that I am the best here. So I am super excited for this experience, and I hope my team does well. So just to start off, I had the 13th pick out of 16 in the Wi-Fi League. So I felt like that would give us a chance to get two super strong mons at the beginning, since we're picking right at the end of the draft. Snake draft. So, just to begin, we had to also get two low-tier Terra Captains for this league, and we also had to assign 3 Terra types to them. 1 stab and 2 custom choices. We will talk about what my Terra Captains are later on in the draft, since, they are low tier, so they're not as important to say as the mons that we started with. But they're still going to play a role in this team. And I think you'll like them too. But first up, with the first pick, I took Great Tusk. Now, if anyone here has played Draft League, you're like, you got Great Tusk at 13? Yes, somehow I did. And I was completely shocked it was still there. So, Great Tusk, I would say, is usually a top tier draft pick. Usually in the top 3 picks, especially of like a Power Day Index league. So getting it at 13 was a steal. It brings incredible roll compression as both a physical attacker and physical defensive piece, with rapid spin, strong stab pressure with ground and fighting, and photosynthesis sets. We are going to be able to apply a lot of pressure to other teams. And not to mention, can also set up rocks and take away, with rapid spin, take away the rocks. So we got a great offensive, defensive mon here to start out, and a rapid spinner to start, which is amazing. With the second pick of the New England Pidgeots, we take Darkrai. Now, I had Darkrai in PWC Season 13, but this mon fits perfectly with Great Tusk, being able to come in, take a psychic move for free, and punish that psychic type or any mon that switches in. Or we can run setup sweep with Nasty Plot, and run the Choice Scarf with these sets. So Darkrai has a lot of flexibility with its coverage and moves. Now it gets Ice Beam, Psychic, Dark Pulse, and also having Hypnosis is great. So this is just a great offensive, fast mon to pair with Great Tusk. Okay, so with my third pick of the draft, I took Walking Wake. And I am so excited for Walking Wake, because I have not been able to use this mon at all in my draft league experience. So, again, just another solidly fast mon. I gotta go to my team real quick so I can fully look at this. Did I already put in the match? Yeah. Okay. 109 speed, 125 special attack. So just a bit weaker than Darkrai, but has better bulk, has photosynthesis, so we can get a boost in speed or a boost in special attack if needed. Water Dragon, one of the best typings, like defensively, with only being weak to Fairy and Dragon. So, uh, and right, so this is, I feel like it's does really well with this team so far. And next up is Screamtail with our 4th pick. And you might be noticing a trend here. This Mon is here to take some of the Stealth Rock pressure off of Great Tusk, so we can bring it more offensively than being a hazard setter, which I think is great for us. Has great bulk, great utility. I recently got swept by a Calm Mind offensive Screamtail in a team tour. So I wouldn't be, we can do so many good things with this. It actually has great coverage too. Even though it has 65 special attack, if we break down enough mons, this thing is so bulky and can live for so long that we can set up and sweep with it as well. And that's what I love about Screamtail. Also gives us a fairy ourselves. Next up is our first Terra Captain, Jolteon. So, in the PWC, Jolteon is normally banned as a Terra Captain because of how well it does with the low tier Terras. So when I saw Jolteon here, I was like, I need to pick this thing up. And as you can see, we went with Electric, Fire, and Ice Terras. So these are all pretty offensive because Jolteon's an offensive Mon. It's our fastest Mon, has good special attack. I really just wanted to have a Mon that can break things. And right now we are leaning very special, which is alright. I think it's Great Tusk with its type advantage. We can really handle most Mons physically right now, so I went with another special Mon with Jolteon. Terra Electric, of course, boosts its stab. Terra Ice for ground types and dragon types that would want to come in. And Terra Fire is for grass types. Same with Ice. And for steel types. So, Jolteon will do great here. I believe it does get some setup moves. Let me double check. It gets agility, Calm Mind. So we can really put this thing to use, being our fastest Mon. Next up is Alolan Muk. And Alolan Muk is here for our special defense role. It's another dark type, so great against psychics, but it's also poison, so it's not weak to the fairy type like Darkrai is. But it has great natural bulk, another physical attacker. I like running Assault Vests, Alolan Muks, when I've had them. Also can knock things off, got Poison Touch, so, defensively, if it gets hit, it can poison another Mon. So, just a really great Mon to wear other Mons down. Next up is our second Terra Captain, Typhlosion. Now, I really wanted to go for some Speed Terror here, as you can tell. And Typhlosion works great for us. With Terrafire Explosions. Or not. Is it Explosion? No. Eruption. That's what I'm trying to say. Does massive amount of damage. Terra Ground for other fire types. So, just deal damage. And Terra Water for defensive utility or unexpected coverage against other fire types or ground types. So, I think Typhlosion will play a great role in this team as a Terra Captain. Now, we're We're still very much lacking a fairy resist. I mean, Typhlosion is a fairy resist, but it is also our Terra, so we could Terra out of that fairy resist. So I went with Bronzong. Bronzong is one of my favorite defensive mons. It can do a lot. It can set up itself, but it can also set up Trick Room to outspeed with like Curse, Gyro Ball, but it's also another Stealth Rocks user, so it really helps us uh, take even more pressure off Great Tusk to be the physical attacker that we want. Because this is what this team is leaning into, is wanting Great Tusk to be a physical attacker, um, and not worry about setting up rocks for us. But great defenses, great bulk, has heat proof, has levitate, so it's a ground immunity. Could be a fire, like neutral fire. Um, so I really like Bronzong because of the moves it gets. It does have Calm Mind, Iron Defense. Oh, it does have Curse, but Calm Mind can really set up and do things here. So our last Mon is Hisuian Decadui, as it should be pronounced. It adds another physical attacker for us, with Fighting Grass. It is another fairy weakness, I know. I just wanted another physical attacker to round out this team. We're not bringing fairy every week to our battles. And we're, like, Bronzong's going to be important. Not, like, our first week, we only have to deal with a Grimmsnarl. Not very much of a fairy attacking team. So I thought it was fine to go for another fairy. It gets great coverage with its move pool, and is just, triple arrows is such a good move in my opinion. So we are going to do our best this season. I really like the team. We, again, very weak, but I believe we can overcome that with our Mons. With the speed tiers that we have one of the fastest teams I've ever built, and just an all-around team. Like, we have great attackers, great special attackers, great special defense, great physical defense, great speed, great HP stats. Like, we are a very well-rounded team, except into Fairy. So, I hope y'all enjoy watching. Again, I will leave a link to my server below, to the or PDL server below. If y'all want to join draft leagues in the future yourself, so come participate. We love having new people. So leave a like, subscribe, have a good one, and go Pats.